I think what we're looking at is Wanda Maximoff searching alternate realities for a reality where she and Vision are happy together throughout the Marvel multiverse.
And Vision is, of course, a prop used to torture Wanda by Agatha.
WandaVision, reverse House of M, Wanda creates mutants.
Welcome back to Rockstars. This is Rogue Theory, and we are talking about WandaVision. What the hell is going on in that Super Bowl trailer? I loved it so much. Are we allowed to say Super Bowl? I don't care. I loved it so much, and our hype level went through the roof suddenly when we saw that. So we're going to talk a lot about what's going to happen in that show and what it means for the MCU, which is what apparently we found out it's called. I'm Filup Molina, and with me to go rogue is Erik Voss.
Hi, I'm back, babies.
Yes.
Your kids that are watching.
Go to sleep.
Don't go to sleep. It's early. Tommy Bechtold.
Hello, Philip. So happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
They did just introduce a sarcasm font. I don't know if you've heard that,
that what
but
that
you can
was?
use the sarcasm font. Yeah.
That wasn't sarcasm.
Closed
That was-
captioning said it was. In the
Yeah, exactly. And look, welcome back, Angelica Trae.
Yay!
Where have you been?
Around.
Oh.
Ooh,
Lady of
mysterious.
Mysteries. Yeah. Guys, I don't actually care about you guys. I want to know about WandaVision.
Yeah, fair.
Okay. So, as you guys know, we got a Disney Plus commercial during the Super Bowl, and it showed footage from the upcoming entire Marvel lineup for Disney Plus. Falcon and Winter Soldier, a shot of Loki, which we made an 8-minute video about.
Yeah.
And then really interesting footage from WandaVision. So it immediately got our minds racing. Erik did a really good breakdown of some options of it, so definitely watch that video. But I want to do a deep dive on what we think this show is going to be about and what its implications are for real.
Okay. I'll jump on this first. After doing some thinking about it, after releasing the breakdown, I'm thinking what we're looking at in this trailer is Marvel's depiction of how the multiverse is going to look in the MCU Phase 4. So I think what we're looking at is Wanda Maximoff searching alternate realities for a reality where she and Vision are happy together throughout the Marvel multiverse. And so after the events of Avengers Endgame, Vision's dead, and maybe after the time heist has occurred, she's talked to some of the other Avengers, and they're like, well, there was a thing that happened where Loki took the Tesseract and disappeared, and presumably there's some hypothetical timeline where he's still alive. And she's like, maybe I can access my telepathic powers to visit or astrally project myself into some of these alternate realities. But because she doesn't know her powers yet, it's pretty chaotic. She just goes off of her own reference base to things like TV shows. So she's chaotically jumping around into these different realities where one is like a Dick Van Dyke Show, I Love Lucy, black and white reality. One is where she's with her husband and they're raising twins, and it's kind of like a Full House kind of thing.
And then one is everyone is in Cheer.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Or Cheer or Cheers. I think both could be plausible.
Where
Combine
everybody
them.
knows your Cheer chant.
Yeah. I think and this teaser showed us different sitcoms, but it wouldn't surprise me if really in these episodes we're going to see other genres of TV shows,
Law and
like
Order.
a Law and Order, a criminal procedural. We might see an action movie type thing, or
It's just like a Marvel universe, but like everyone is constantly a superhero fighter.
Yeah.
Or
Exactly.
C-SPAN, where
Yeah.
they're all just in
An action
suits
movie.
and handsome pantsuits just arguing new laws for mutants.
Absolutely. I'd watch it. I think, and then maybe we'll get to one where it's like horror or a musical or something. The way some TV shows will do musical episodes,
Right.
or Glee is a musical. Yeah. And in this case, it's Wanda Maximoff using her magical powers to project herself astrally to these places. Her consciousness is visiting this reality. She's not sure what it is, but then it jumps to another one. It jumps to another one. It's chaotic, but it's Marvel's first depiction of how there are alternate parallel realities and how they can adopt these other genres into the MCU, and it's all part of this canon.
Okay, I like where you're going, Aaron, but I feel like
You leave for
there
1
are-
week.
But
Yeah. No, I have some points of clarification I want to get. So you, I think if I'm correct, you're saying alternate realities in some scenarios look like TV shows.
Yes.
There's a black and white alternate reality that's in a Pleasantville style 1950s
Yes.
vibe. Okay, so some of those alternate realities. You also said something though about she's accessing her reference base of TV shows that she's been aware of, like the Brady Bunch or whatever. What do you mean? How does that her accessing that in her head affect which realities exist?
Her
Is she
ability.
creating them?
Maybe that's the question, right? Like, are these multiverses, do they exist outside of her mind? Or is she so powerful that just by thinking of a hypothetical, she can manifest and create it?
Which sounds like a pretty extreme power, but then you realize that's an episode of The Twilight Zone.
Right,
The
and
kid
it's...
anything that he thinks can become a reality.
But I think what they'll do is maybe we won't stay in these realities, but the whole idea is for Disney and Marvel Studios to introduce a kind of a roadmap for us to look at how within the MCU there can be these alternate genres with the idea of maybe in the future adopting some of these genres, and maybe by the end, I would imagine by the end, the journey that Wanda Maximoff is going to go on is realizing that maybe she doesn't need Vision to be happy, that she visits these other realities and realizes that there's other problems with them, like in a Twilight episode, what you think you need is not really what you deserve or what you need to move forward in life. So by the end, she moves on from it, but maybe just in one episode, there's like a post-credit scene that doesn't get resolved, where she visits a horror reality and there's just some kind of link in that horror reality where it's like the psychiatric hospital where the kids in the New Mutants are. So it ties in the New Mutants, because we know that like Marvel made the decision to go ahead and release New Mutants, and they moved up WandaVision to all come out in the same year. So it wouldn't surprise me if there's going to end up being a link between those two.
Find somebody to do that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Eric, you get a rogie.
Woohoo!
But actually you, I think... it sounds really crazy, your idea, right?
It's pushing the fringe for sure.
Well, and it's definitely like, why would Marvel do this thing where they have the successful reality already, and they've already shown that it can withstand Thor Ragnarok as much as it can have Captain America Winter Soldier, right? It already has kind of a blend of genres.
Yeah.
But what about Into the Spider-Verse, where they actually show you different realities that have like pig versions of people and so right they and a noir reality, so that worked really well for people. So Marvel could just be going to that, and because it's more realistic than when you think, another rogie.
All right,
Whoa.
great. And there's places I can go with this. Just let me chew on it some more. I bet I can make
A
this even more rogue.
Cronenberg version.
Oh yeah. It's gonna open some floodgates to all
my
kinds of
God.
crazy shit.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, Tommy,
Oh, wow. My turn, eh?
let's hold off on you for a sec.
Okay, great.
Angelica,
Okay,
what do you got?
Okay, so that got me thinking a little bit, but I was thinking of maybe it's like based off of like Marvel Studios adapting the House of M event
Yes.
from the comics.
Absolutely. This has been the thing that needs to happen.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure.
we've
Yes.
like, ever since we heard about like Scarlet Witch and stuff, we're like, okay, is this gonna happen? And if you guys don't know what the House of M storyline, it's pretty much what happens is Scarlet Witch's broken mind, it resets reality over and over again, and then in one of these realities, she has two mutant children, Wiccan and Speed. And then eventually it ends up with her deciding no more mutants, and poof, everyone's gone, or well, most of the mutants are gone. So I'm thinking maybe she tries to resurrect Vision's broken or dead robot mind by injecting or inserting these wishful thoughts of having these kids. And then she resets reality, and she actually has the mutant children, and this could possibly set it up for like, I don't know, Young Avengers, and then also, bring mutants into the MCU.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes.
So Eric and I have had a conversation about this before, and now I'm going to pose this question to you. So the famous end of the House of M, that main part of the storyline, is the part where she goes, no more mutants. What does she say instead that creates more mutants?
Let there be mutants.
No, I love that.
Cool.
I don't
I like
know.
that she refers to her own kids as mutants. She's just like,
Yes.
what do we call these? Mutants. Freaks.
Let there be mutants.
What if just Marvel's version, they're just like freaks. They call them freaks.
Welcome,
like
freaks.
Freak kind.
Freak men.
Welcome to the freak show.
Yeah.
The X Freaks. Cool. So House of M storyline is going to happen. Does that also mean that we have to take down Wanda?
Honestly, I think that's gonna be a hefty one. Maybe her mutant children will sort of ground her a little bit, give her some purpose.
Well, in
Here?
House of M, losing those children is what drives her insane.
But-
so what if she loses?
But my theory is that it's like reverse House of M. You know what I mean?
W.
Yeah.
Wario's house.
So it's creating the mutants, and it's like it's bringing them as though they already existed in the MCU, and then it's gonna be giving her
And it
more
makes
of like a
her
purpose.
finally be sane.
Yeah.
And this
Yeah.
whole
It's like
section-
when you're
everything's
crazy,
reversed.
if you have kids, it fixes everything.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
That's the
Every
moral of this
marriage.
story, yeah.
Yeah, it's fixed by kids. Hey, if at home, if it's not working out, try having a baby.
Yeah, easy fix. A mutant baby
I've done
too.
it a few times.
Yeah.
It's great. I don't see the kids, but for a while things got better.
Because you don't look at them when you throw them in the river.
Because I close my eyes and they're not real anymore.
Angelica, that is a rogie because, of course, House of M is going to happen in some way or another. And
We're all excited for it.
because I'm so certain that it's going to happen. You don't get any more than one rogie.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
But not bad.
Okay.
Tommy, we'll hold off on you for a bit.
Okay.
Eric, second theory?
Okay, well, if Tommy's not going to use his time,
I would love to go.
Yeah.
I would really love to say my theory.
I will yield the floor to Tommy.
Tommy,
I
you've been
really wanna
slacking
hear
off
it.
here.
Okay,
But before you
guys,
start-
please believe in me. I could do this if you believe. Okay. My theory, turn off your lights, pitch a tent, flick on your flashlights, because we're going supernatural.
I'm pitching a tent
Yeah,
for this
I
tone
know.
right now.
Flicking
Yeah.
flashlights.
WandaVision is going supernatural in this one. So after the events of Endgame, the world has been saved. The galaxy has been saved. But there is fallout. We have lost people in this war, including the love of Wanda's life, Vision. So she's lost. She's going out into the world seeking answers for all of the crisis that she had, and she discovers the presence of this older witch-like character named Agatha. In the comics, who was a mentor character to Scarlet Witch. Now, Agatha has been in hiding because of her supernatural powers, has caused negative attention from law enforcement wherever she is. So she's been hiding up in I'm going to say a cabin in the woods situation where her only exposure to the outside world is television. So she's just taking in decade after decade the evolution of sitcoms, dramas, reality TV, news, everything in television. So her brain, which is already, this massive psychic power, is now infested with television themes. So
This is Agatha?
this is Agatha.
Okay.
Wanda finds Agatha, and Agatha does take Wanda under her wing as a mentee-mentor situation, and she begins to try and teach her how she can use all of her powers, use the powers to her full extent. However, at a certain point in this training, Wanda starts to realize that Agatha is not a good person. Mm-hmm. The reason Agatha is hiding is because she's done a lot of bad things and is evil, so they have a fight, and that fight causes a major event to happen, which draws the attention of the other characters that we see in the IMDb, which is FBI agent Jimmy Woo, played by Randall Park, theoretical physicist Darcy Lewis, played by Kat Dennings, and then we have a grown version of Monica Rambeau from Captain Marvel. Mm-hmm. So those three are in pursuit of both Scarlet Witch and Agatha at this point, and it comes together in this big battle, and in the middle of the battle, Agatha snaps them into a psychic prison of her own design that takes on various TV themes. Mm-hmm. And in each episode, we're going to see, first we get the Dick Van Dyke theme, and it's this cast of sitcom characters. You have Randall Park. You have all these people have something in common. They're funny in real life. Catherine Hahn, very funny. Yeah. Randall Park, very funny. Kat Dennings was on a sitcom for 6 years, very funny. So they are playing sitcom characters that don't realize they're trapped in a prison, and as soon as the facade starts to crack, snaps them into another reality, which is another TV show. So each episode they come closer and closer to realizing what's really going on. And Vision is, of course, a prop used to torture Wanda by Agatha because she has an especially large grievance against her.
So just a psychological echo of Vision is what's in there.
Yes.
I love
Unfortunately, yes.
Dude, there's so many things that are happening here. I mean, at the end there, that was Truman Show vibes, right? Where they're not realizing that they're on a show. Mm-hmm. But then also, these are going to date me, but there's Stay Tuned was a movie where Hell actually looked like a bunch of different TV channels with John Ritter.
Yeah.
But they keep changing TV realities, and they're all different parts of Hell.
Yes.
And that movie's really fun. And then also it reminds me of Dream On, too, where it's someone who was raised on TV because his parents fought a lot is now hosting Rogue Theory. But aside from that, everything is contextualized within TV realities. So that's kind of like her situation. And the last thing you just made me think of is kind of almost like the Shadow King relationship in Legion.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of this like more powerful being that is secretly like so freaking evil.
Yeah.
And then is just like right there, like, oh, I can help you access your powers. But it's actually like, I don't know, maybe I'm going to steal your powers or something.
Yeah.
It's
I
also
think
very dark and very creepy. I like
Yeah,
that.
I think she wants to I think Agatha's motivation would be she sees Scarlet Witch as a person she could turn into she could weaponize and get her revenge for having to be in hiding.
Because she is so potentially powerful too, right?
She's
She's
an Omega mutant, I believe, in the comics. So yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing, Tommy.
Yes.
That's amazing. A quarter rogie.
Yay!
Tommy.
An eighth An eighth rogie.
Yeah,
That's fine.
The best theory you've had yet. Actually, and then you can add on a little silver rogue.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
Right, they're worth 2.
Silver.
Guys, I'm all about these. Give them back to me in a tweet, please.
Okay, WandaVision introduces the multiverse to the MCU, which looks like universes we have seen before.
Cool. So, that are TV channels. Or
I guess it's
TV
not.
shows.
I said it with an underline, but it
Yeah.
wasn't deserved.
Well, the problem is you kept looking to Tommy for approval, and he's in
I'll
his
never
own head
get
right
it.
now trying to rhyme. so he's busy.
No, I'm going to.
See, you can't even.
I'm gonna shock the world with my tweet. Okay.
Oh gosh.
Angelica, go for it.
Okay. WandaVision, reverse House of M. Wanda creates mutants.
Love it.
Yeah, exactly. And then the W would be for Wanda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Wanda.
Or Wumbo. Or Wumbo. House of Wumbo. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Tommy, what do you got?
Okay, so mine is Wanda, Agatha, handshake emoji, 100% that witch.
I don't know when you're done because a rhyme hasn't.
No, it's not rhyming. It's just a popular meme.
I just took a
a
DNA
popular-
test.
You know how they have the thing where it'll be like 2 things. Handshake emoji. What do they both have in common?
Being 100% that witch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's topical.
Yeah.
That was good.
All right.
And I love that it makes you think. It makes you picture an image. In
Yeah,
your
it really
mind.
makes
Yeah.
you think.
It's a real thing.
It's a real head scratcher.
A second rogie for Angelica.
Ah.
Off of the tweet section. Tommy, stick with the white man raps. The newscaster rap.
I just call them raps. I'm a little more woke than you, though.
Yeah.
I love raps.
Oh, you're on coke.
Can we get some turkey wraps?
Guys, we're actually going to get even further down this Scarlet Witch theory line because this actually, surprisingly, a number of these things could happen, but
Maybe
there's
all
some-
3 of them. I bet
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
elements
All
of
this
everything
could,
we've said.
Could happen.
Yeah.
I really like the Agatha possibility, but there's even more that I know you guys were talking about where it could really take off and get insane. So we're gonna do that after we just talk about for a quick second just some cool stuff that we're doing at New Rockstars, and specifically I just want to talk to you guys about Discord. We have this. If you guys know what a Discord is.
Yeah, everybody
what a
knows.
Discord
Yeah,
is,
everybody
right?
knows what it is.
I don't know if Tommy knows.
I know what it is. I Discord all the time. I Discord with my friends. I Discord with my family. I Discorded this morning 3 times.
Well, now by context, I'm disgusted with what you do with your family.
Okay, yeah. Whatever. I'm edgy.
Do you not know what a Discord is?
No.
Okay, that's fine. A Discord is a place where we get to chat with our
The
fans.
fans.
No, don't try to say it. You said with our fence.
Hey, Tommy does know.
Yeah.
With our
With Wilson talking to a
with
fence.
our friends.
Yeah, with our friends. It's fans are patrons of a certain level. You get to go in there and we talk about everything. We're in there all the time. We talk about like all the nerd news that shows up during the day. We're just reflecting on in there. What else do we do? You're in there a lot.
Yeah, we have like alternate threads that like we've created some moderators who are in there and know more about it than we do. We've created like threads on Witcher and on Watchmen, and it's got like this simple layout. So like this isn't an ad for Discord. It's just like it's become a go-to for I think those of us behind the scenes here at New Rockstars to just give our first gut reactions to things and to like check in with our guys in the chair or our inner circle to be like, how should we feel about this?
But
And
we also you use them for help sometimes when there's like a graphic we're having trouble deciphering. You know, those people are obsessive fans that actually have been able to help a few times.
we don't want to discourage people from like tweeting at us or commenting underneath our videos, but really I feel like our Discord chat is where the conversation for New Rockstars has been happening. So, but like the way you access that is becoming a patron, and it's like our lower tier patronage. If you can afford to help us out just a little bit every month, this is a way that you can get rewarded for that by joining this conversation. And really, this is a conversation that leads directly to the videos that you see on the channel.
Yeah, and it's not just us that are on there. Other people from the team are on
Yeah.
there. Zach's on there all the time.
Off-screen producer.
We all went like crazy on Cheer. In there, and just everybody. I mean, Tommy.
I love Discord. I couldn't have said it better myself, Eric. Thank you for playing along with that ridiculous farce that I don't know what it is. Obviously, that was a teachable moment for our stupid fans that don't know what it is, so that the stupid ones will be smart, like the smart ones.
Cool. And Tommy, you don't have a computer, is that right?
I legally can't have a computer. That's correct.
Right.
I do have a tablet. One of those kids' dinosaur tablets that just has like Amazon, PBS, and Nick Jr. on it, so I can push those 3 buttons.
And Discord.
And
Gotcha. Does it
Discord.
have
Ironically, yeah.
We'll let Tommy in
no
there if we can
excuse.
get Discord on his Dino tablet. Okay, we've laid out what we think might happen in the WandaVision series and how it's probably going to fit into the MCU. But now I want to take those same theories and go a little more rogue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go first.
So, let me establish some rules before you say anything. I want you to get insanely specific with what you think is going to happen, and I want you to take some risks.
Okay.
All right. Now, does anyone want to go first?
I want to go
Maybe
first.
Eric? No, Tom.
Go for it.
All right, because I felt a little bad in my first theory, even though I did get the most roguies for it. I implied that Vision was just used as a pawn. And that's my boy Viz. Okay, that's a guy. That's Paul Bettany. It's a man who means a lot to me. Master and Commander, A Beautiful Mind, other films he's been in. So in my mind, Vision is, in this version, in my roguish theory, his soul is trapped in hell.
Ooh.
Okay? Where he's being kept prisoner by Mephisto. So this is where it gets real supernatural. That character of Agatha I mentioned before is in this version as well, but she is a mentor, and this time she's going to help Scarlet Witch gain access to the portal to get to hell, where we are going to meet all sorts of other supernatural creatures. This implies there could be vampires. I don't know. Heard of a man named Blade? I've heard of him. Maybe we have the existence of vampires, the existence of Blade. So I think that my rogue theory here is that those TV channels are all different layers of hell. That Wanda is traveling through to get her beloved Vision's soul back.
I would love to see Marvel Hell, because we know Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness kind of looks like it won't go to hell because they want the movie to release in China. But Disney Plus isn't going to air in China anyway, so you can go all the way into hell if you
Scott
want.
Derrickson was very complimentary of the
Yeah, he
WandaVision
was.
show. And we know that his
loves hell.
disagreement. Yeah, we think. Well, Eric has theorized that his trouble with Doctor Strange 2 and Multiverse of Madness was that they wouldn't use demonic things.
They wouldn't let him go to hell, and now he wants to
maybe-
go to hell.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. Marvel's version of hell is something that does not sound like Disney. But why do we need to see Marvel's version of hell?
I just think that it allows us to explore more Marvel properties. Like it explains the involvement of, like, why would vampires exist in a Marvel cinematic universe? We have all these superheroes and supervillains. Do we need supernatural? Like, if we have hell and demons, and the demons are nefarious, they're not like, kind of anti-hero demons. If they're just evil demons, that type of mythology has been around for thousands of years in the world. It's things that globally we can relate to.
Right. It makes me think of like Justice League Dark or something, or the Constantine character, where they, obviously Superman and Batman and whatnot should not be really relating to demons or whatnot,
Right.
but the universe is big enough where they can still have characters and
Yeah,
side stories.
Deadman,
Yeah.
Zatanna, those characters.
Right. Okay, Tommy, I'm gonna give you a full-on other roguey.
All right.
Because I like the idea of depiction of hell, and especially this idea of if these are all different universes, then one of them happens to look like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer universe or something, so that we can have some Blade characters, but also it's not like, by the way, the Avengers never noticed there were vampires here too. Like it's a side kind of thing.
Right. I think we have to explain that a little more nuanced. You know me, I'm all about subtlety and nuance, and I just hope to have that from WandaVision.
I got the next theory. So, okay, in my first part of the theory, I introduced this. I didn't introduce the idea, but maybe we're saying that we're going to look at the multiverse in the MCU, and this is the MCU's version of, hey, this is what the multiverse looks like, fans. What if Marvel is going to get so freaking aggressive with this and do like a Tommy Westphall thing and say that every different on-screen fictional universe you've seen could plausibly exist within the Marvel multiverse, the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse. So that's why we're seeing different sitcoms. Notice how they're kind of doing like ABC-owned sitcoms, like Full House was ABC, Roseanne was ABC. They might start saying like, hey, the different universes that we own the license to are now places that exist within the cinematic multiverse of Marvel. What they might start doing is, in addition to New Mutants, why stop there? Why not have Wanda visit a universe where Deadpool and Negasonic Teenage Warhead and Colossus exist? So that's how they introduce how this could exist. They visit worlds where the old Fox X-Men existed, including, McAvoy, Charles Xavier, what's his face as Magneto, and we can see all that universe as well. And maybe we have like Hugh Jackman coming for a cameo, and this is how they're able to say all the Disney acquisitions exist within this multiverse, and maybe they'll even get super aggressive and try to work Tom Holland in there, or just like a wink at like Spider-Man existing, and not just Spider-Man, like Venom and Carnage, Morbius, Gwen Stacy, Miles Morales, like we're gonna see like little winks. Maybe she just goes to a corner of like Brooklyn, and then there's some graffiti drawn by Miles Morales. Just like Disney, we don't have to pay the rights to this, but like we're coming for you, Sony, with all of our millions and billions. We're gonna buy you out at some point, and it's all going to be adopted into our giant big tent of the multiverse.
WandaVision is a threat.
WandaVision is a conduit. Because she can visit you. It means we get to own you soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're leaning on him like a mafia boss.
Are you implying then that there is going to be an animated or number of animated ones? Yes, you're already nodding. So then specifically, there's going to be a universe that is the cartoon show Recess that aired on ABC after school. Like every single one of these little ABC properties is a universe.
Yeah.
Love that show.
Can visit.
Yeah, she's going to visit Tatooine and run into Mando and Baby Yoda.
Yeah, exactly. Star Wars is
it's
a
basically
universe.
going to be Patton Oswalt's filibuster rant from Parks and Rec come to life.
That's insane.
Okay.
Perfect.
Silver Rogie to Erik
Yeah.
Whoa!
Whoa.
I just feel like if they can, why not? If they can just hint at it and make jokes about it, like then let the Redditors go crazy and speculate where this could
What's
go.
the point of the mouse owning everything if we can't jam it all in?
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
Angelica, try to follow that.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
It's probably easy.
Yeah. So with my theory, the House of M theory,
Okay, right.
reverse one, right? It not only establishes mutants in the MCU, but hear me out. Okay, so in the trailer, it hops between different sitcoms from different decades, right? So we see the I Love Lucy looking scene from the 50s, the 60s looking Bewitched one. Well, the X-Men movies kind of follow a similar decade pattern.
Oh.
So yeah, we see First Class in the 60s. Like the Days of Future Past in the
It's all the way to
70s,
the
Apocalypse
90s
80s.
recently.
Yeah, and it keeps going. So what if while Wanda and Vision are going through each of these decades, in her consciousness, and she's resetting these realities, so to speak, what if they see basically like each mutant origin story? So like Magneto, in the 40s or something like that, set up Cyclops in a different decade, Wolverine in another decade, and until they reach, present day MCU, and they've basically just set up all of the mutants and their canonical, existence and their origins. Yeah.
Did those? So why did those mutants not exist before in that scenario? So this is be post
Because
her
they
saying,
don't exist yet.
Saying what was the sentence you said?
Let there
Which
be.
one?
Where there was
Let there be
no
mutants?
more let there be mutants.
Yeah.
And
Well,
let there be freaks.
yeah, because she's trying to resurrect
So she
Vision
said that.
with these wishful scenarios that she's
And
creating.
she wants Vision to come back, so she says, "Let me get my freaks."
And while she's hopping through each decade, she's essentially setting up the origin of each of these mutants.
And it's almost like
She's creating X-Men. She's merging the world.
But it's almost like a ripple effect that is flowing through time, kind of like the Star Trek Nexus.
Yeah. And when she
that
wakes
is
up-
affecting
Sure,
all
yeah,
the
yeah.
different time periods. And Star Trek in the Generations, maybe, or one of them, all the different time periods are getting affected by this wave that is changing things. So yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and she
a
wakes
ripple
up.
through time.
Yeah, in this way, it's great. So it's not like she just wakes up one day and is like, now there are mutants, and then like we don't know what their backstories are. We get to like remind everyone in the MCU like how Magneto came into this world and how Wolverine joined this. So like it feels like they were here the whole time by the time it's
which
over.
is really important because some of them, their backstory is what made the character.
Right.
Being a Holocaust survivor now is kind of like if it'd be strange if a brand new character tried to have that backstory, but if he was there all along.
So with the I Love Lucy like black and white, nice wholesome scene that we saw in the trailer.
But they're all Holocaust
Magneto
survivors.
knocks on the door or something. Yeah,
There's a real dark episode of I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
where
Wow,
they
that
need a
got really
Holocaust
dark.
survivor.
Where's Fred?
Sure.
Yeah.
But like, how much would you love to see that? And like, Logan or Wolverine just hop in and during like the Brady Bunch 70s looking part of the trailer, and he's like playing pool in a bar or something. That'd be great.
Interesting. I really like the time travel element. You get a Rogie.
Ooh.
Wow.
I'm feeling that. Give them back to me in a tweet. Incorporate your first theory again, and then tag on to your tweet thread with this second tweet.
Okay, so my first tweet was WandaVision introduces the Marvel Multiverse, which includes every universe you know. Second tweet, including every Disney-owned property so far, and their soon-to-be acquisitions, including you, Sony Spider-Verse.
Including you, Filup Molina.
And you.
Yeah, they own me already. Yeah, nice.
Wanda, Agatha, handshake emoji, 100% that witch. Who will travel to Disney hell? Wanda Maximoff will answer that bell. Saving her beloved Vision? Why, that's a no-brainer decision. Blade.
It's too late to add the rhyme to this thread. You had a meme tweet, and then you had...
And then it started to rhyme.
It's diverse content.
Wow, yeah, mixed media.
I would have been impressed if you rhymed the meme.
Oh, it's in there.
The first meme?
You just gotta look hard.
Yeah, the emoji.
Roll the tape back. You'll see. Everyone go back
You'll
to my
hear.
first thing. And then, yeah.
Okay, so I think it was Reverse House of M, House of Wanda, X-Men Throughout Time.
Ooh, X-Men Throughout Time. That's a very fun Super Nintendo game I could imagine existing.
Yeah, okay. All right,
Yeah,
there you go.
awesome. Great. No additional Rogies for that round of tweets. But I feel like, okay, of everything you guys said, I feel like, which is this kind of high for normal, maybe like 30% of what you guys said might end up in this show. Which shows you how freaking insane this show is going to be. I'm
can't
so
wait.
pumped for
Cannot
it.
wait.
Yeah.
What do you guys think is the most likely of all this stuff is going to actually show up?
I think the mutant one is the most likely because that's what House of M is so tied to the mutant story, and I feel like Angelica is on the money, at least with her first part, and then I could see maybe at least one of those instances in the past, like a wink to Logan or Charles Xavier somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree 100%.
I agree too.
Of course you do. Rogue questions.
Whoa!
Yeah. All right. So this is where we're gonna really figure out who here is going to take home the ultimate prize of your ultimate wish coming true. This is going to be for all the Rogies. 3 questions. 1. This Sunday is the Oscars, and Joaquin Phoenix is nominated for Best Actor for Joker. Now, give me your best impression of Phoenix in character as Joker, giving his acceptance speech.
You know what's funny, Catherine Zeta-Jones? You know what's funny is nominating an angry white male and giving him an award when he shouldn't have a platform if he's this disturbed. Bang, bang, bang.
Why am I getting shot?
Tommy, you weren't supposed to be on stage.
Okay.
Not bad.
Ever since I was a little boy, my mother said I love to make people give me awards. When I played Little League Baseball, I struck out every time I was up to bat, and they still gave me the Most Valuable Player award because they were scared of me. Thank you for this award. I want to thank my management at CAA. I want to thank my entertainment lawyer, Lawrence Smith, Esquire. I want to thank my wife, Julie, my 3 beautiful children. There is a real problem in this world today with people overcooking rice.
Cut to Meryl Streep standing and clapping.
Abrupt cut. Great. And Angelica.
Is it just me, or is it getting crazier out there? And then he just dances off the stage.
Oh, like the steps that they always have behind them. Yeah, all of those were fine. All of them equally creepy. Because you were like giving side eyes at me.
The dance is equally creepy.
Yeah,
as the murdering
exactly. Just like
Catherine
little
Dance
like
off the stage. It just takes 10 minutes because it's so slow.
guys, Birds of Prey opens this weekend. Give me your best impression of. You didn't have a lot of ideas this week, off screen. Give me your best impression of Margot Robbie accepting her 2021 Oscar for Best Actress in Character as Harley Quinn. Because remember, they have to do it in character.
Giving me this award was all wrong. Because when I say wrong, my Australian accent comes in wrong. It was a specific reference to a breakdown.
Yes, I like that. No, that was good. I want to thank the Academy. A lot of people know this was a difficult year for me, losing my husband, the Joker. After I made the movie, we were very far apart. But we came back together and started to heal, and I begged him not to kill Batman, but he tried to. And he fell into a vat of acid, and it made him look normal again. And that drove him crazy. And then he got in a dune buggy and rode out into the desert, where he still is missing and presumed dead. Thank you for this award, and may God have mercy on all of our souls.
You got a picture with the daddy's little slut top, though, the whole time? That's always what I picture you in. And
I'm wearing one under this shirt right now.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so she picture this. She walks up on stage. She's chewing gum, and she goes, "Did anyone see where that Joaquin guy went?" And then she gets her bat and she hits the award. And she smashes it somehow.
Yep.
Joaquin
guy
is not bad. That is what I should call him from now on. Joaquin, because she's Harley Quinn.
There you go.
And guys, Vin Diesel has hinted that the final Fast and Furious movie could be broken up into 2 movies like Kill Bill. Like Kill Bill.
Yeah, well, they're similarly.
Yeah. So along those lines, give me your best impression of Vin Diesel accepting his 2023 Best Actor Oscar for Fast and Furious 10 Part 2.
Oh, my God.
I'm Groot. But like pitch that up, like, you know.
Oh, you thought that was too low? It needed to be pitched up?
Oh, yeah.
I don't agree.
Oh.
That's your lowest you go? Come on, as low as you can.
Oh.
Are we picking that up? There's a whale in the distance that is coming all over the place right now. Podcast listeners, are you still horny?
You're welcome. It's ASMR now.
Yeah. Tommy, what do you got?
First thing, I want to thank my family, because that's what it's all about, family. I want to thank Ludacris, Ja Rule, Ryan Reynolds, the other people in this movie, Kurt Russell, Paul Walker's brother with that weird CGI, Asian people in this movie I cannot remember, the cars, which I consider family as well, the helicopters, which I also consider my family, Corona, which is the family drink that we make everyone drink, including little Brian, my son, named after my friend, Brian, who was an FBI agent and a cop, but is now an illegal street racer that robs things with me. We got a real problem in this world with overcooking rice.
Okay, all right, that's your time. Rice is family.
You okay?
Oh, God.
Finn, the bathroom is that way. You can go ahead and go first if you need to.
I came back from the dead, and so did I. Who would have thought I would have made it this far after getting coronavirus? I'm drinking too much Corona. But now my family includes all yous.
Is this Sylvester Stallone?
It's Sylvester Stallone worse.
Everyone who died with me.
Sounds like Jackson Maine from Born or Star is Born.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time we let all people die. I'll live this speech a quarter second at a time. And then he dies. But then he comes back.
Walks in with Han.
Corner, wiping his hands with a rag.
Oh my God.
You thought you didn't believe in ghosts.
You thought you didn't believe in
Oh,
ghosts.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Who worked the hardest on that? Well, Tommy talked the longest, but Eric's covered in his own drool now. And your parents are worried about you. They've been texting me all day.
Sorry, guys.
So where did that leave our point totals?
I've got 3.5. Pretty bad for me.
What? That's the best you've ever done.
Yeah.
No, when Eric was host, I got like 19.
Yeah, but
That was an
for
aberration.
inflation though, that's 2.
I have 3.
I got 5.
Eric Voss.
Aw.
Yeah. Angelica, we think you're cool. You don't need a wish for that.
And we also
Okay.
all thought your theory was the best, so the moral
Okay.
win is yours.
Yeah. Let's say Eric's wish is that we recreate the opening title sequence of Roseanne. Eric's gonna explain this.
Okay,
What?
so they're all sitting at the table eating dinner, and then the camera pivots 360 degrees. So we're gonna do that here,
Okay.
and we're gonna add. I'm gonna send this video to Post. We'll add like a license-free version of that Chicago blues music that plays.
By Blues Traveler.
And we're gonna do a 360 around the table, just like they do in the opening of Roseanne.
That's it for this episode of
All
Rogue
right.
Theory. Thanks so much for going rogue with us. Thanks to our special guest, Erik Voss.
Hey guys, hey, thanks for having me. Wasn't that fun?
Yeah, thanks for making time coming all the way downstairs. Tommy Bechtold, the earlobes you're squeezing them like
Tommy
you get
Bechtold.
pleasure from.
It sends goo into my brain.
Goo,
It releases a toxin.
goo.
It's
punch.
like LSD.
And Angelica Trae, thanks so much for being back. So sorry about what Tommy did during the break.
Oh, it's okay.
What?
You released goo into her brain.
Not
Yeah, I
her
feel
brain, in
funny.
My brain. I would never.
It's overlapping. It's coming out.
Oh, God.
It's everywhere.
It's happening again. Someone call my lawyer.
Guys, make sure to follow this as a podcast version so you can hear it first and hear how disgusting it sounds in just audio version. You can find it anywhere that you get your podcasts. And also make sure to follow New Rockstars in general. Just add New Rockstars on all the socials and you'll see when our videos come out and whatnot. And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Filup Molina. That's it for this episode, but I'm really curious what you guys think is actually going to happen in WandaVision, so make sure to tell us in the comments and then we'll shout some out in a future episode. Thanks. Bye.